How's it going, everybody? It's your most so Prince Steel TethysAutism Yorkshire, and I'm back again with another episode of TethysAutism Diaries. And this particular episode, I'm going to talk about my autism in the workplace. But before we get into the video, I just want to mention again the Run for Autism October Challenge. Donation links will be in the description of this video. There's also pinned comments, pinned links, and pinned videos across my social medias, including YouTube and my TikTok. Anyways, let me talk about my autism and work. So what I want to really talk about is the current role and the current job that I'm actually in right now, and that's working for a hydraulics firm. I've been working for this particular firm for about 3.5 years now, and the lessons, the adaptability, the determination, the struggles, the stress, and the outcomes of this job have actually been really integral for not only building me sen in the workplace, my overall personality and who I am as a person. So when I started off at this job, I actually was pretty nervous, pretty reserved, very I was very introverted, very introverted, and I didn't understand workplace banter for one. I was a bit scared to ask for help, just because of social anxiety and whatever. And I was always terrified of challenges. Always worried about challenges and worried about doing things right. I was always worried, and still am to this day, I'm terrified of getting things wrong. But luckily, certain aspects of this job have taught me a lot. First up, asking for help. I tell you what, the number of times where I've asked for help in this job, there's been millions of times. And that's because I want to make sure I get this job right, because I have a duty to do a good job. So if you've got autism and you're in the workplace or you're about to go into the workplace, just remember, always ask for help. If there's something you're not sure about, always ask for help. Even if you're 99.9% sure it's right, if there's that 0.1 that you're not sure about, ask for help. Because you'll be saving your sen. You'll be saving sen some problems, saving sen some trouble, and you'll be learning stuff on the job as well. So ask for help could actually open you up to a better pathway in that job or in work or in that particular career pathway. The other thing I want to talk about is the banter. Now, workplace banter, it comes in various different forms. For me, I struggle with workplace banter at first, and it felt like it was a bit of a barrier between me and my workmates, who I consider friends, that I do really consider. And you know who you are, so if you're watching this video and you work with me, you know who you are, you know how you affected me, and I've got to thank y'all for helping me come out of my shell more as a person and turn into the person that I am today, which is, I feel, is a better version of me. And it's because you banter and taking the mickey out of who I am and taking the mickey out of my dinosaurs and my pebbles. You know who you are. But because of that workplace banter, and explains to people, look, I've got autism, I might not pick up on certain things, or asking like, oh, what do you mean by that? And then they're like, oh, it's a joke, and it's like, right. Trust me, if you said to people, look, I've got autism, I might not pick up on certain jokes, I might struggle to, banter with you and what have you, but, if you've got that in mind and patience and whatever, and and we have a bit of a laugh, fair enough, or we have a laugh about different things, honestly, people will, they really will help you, and they really will understand. And luckily, my workmates, my work colleagues, they've been so understanding. I am so grateful for that. But because of that banter, they've actually helped me understand that, hey, I can laugh at a lot of things in life and feel fine. And you know what? They've really helped that. But this job as well has taught me a lot through the stresses, the struggles, the adaptations, and a lot of pressure. There's been a lot of pressure in this job. There's been a lot of things I've had to do. There's been a lot of responsibilities I've had to take on. In fact, I took up a new role just recently within the last year, where I have to be dependable, I have to be dependent on, and I have to be responsible for work and other people. And the reason I took this job is because I enjoy a challenge. I enjoy being dependable and being responsible, and I want to help people, and I see myself as wanting to one day become a bit of a leader in this sort of environment. The only way I was going to do that was put me out in the ring and say, I'd like to do this. And I did. I got selected for it, and it was fantastic. But the responsibility of this and the challenges with this has taught me a lot as a person. Number one, has actually taught me that my autism, the limits that are there, I actually have a choice with that. And if you feel the same with this, fair enough. If you don't feel the same with this, fair enough again. But the motivation, the determination to be responsible, to be depended upon, to get things right, to do things for other people, and to be dependent upon other people, that has motivated me more than anything, and has taught me that I won't accept my limits. I will push through them, I will fight through them, because there's been days where I felt the autism overwhelmingness, where my head feels like it's in a vice and there's like worms in my arms, and I feel like I don't know which way I'm going. Every time I've just said, I'm not going to accept this. I'm going to fight through this. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to work hard. I'm not going to accept these limits. I'm not going to accept this feeling of pressure and overwhelmingness. I'm going to fight through this. And that's what this job has taught me. And if that works for you, fair enough. If it doesn't, then please don't push yourself into it. Take your time with it if you need to, and always ask for help. Always take a step back and say, okay, what can I do better? How can I adapt? Is there any help and training I need on? And through all this, I feel like that, you know, as a person, again, I've come out of my shell a bit. I've been able to banter with people. I've had better relationships with people, better social interactions with people in and outside of work. You know, I feel like, you know, I can talk to anybody now, and it's not just about dinosaurs and pebbles, don't worry. But you know who you are. But I'm a more disciplined as a person. Better idea of what I want to be, better idea of where my goals are, better idea of my principles, better idea of who I want to be around and what values I take on. And it's a lot of positive values, a lot of positive lessons. And being dependent upon wanting to be a leader in this job and help people, and be a leader because you want to help people. That's what I see it as. And that's why I want to fight through me limitations and push beyond them, because I want to help people. I want to do good by other people. So, to sort of summarise how I feel about my autism, the struggles it's put me under, and also the kind of work and pushing through those limits, I want to quote something from the Bible, the English Standard Bible. This is Matthew 20:26. Whoever wants to be leader amongst you must be your servant. If you don't understand what that means, basically, if you want to lead, if you want to set an example, you've got to do the work. You got to do it. You got to show people what you want to do. You got to show people how to do it. And not only that, you got to teach people. And that's how I feel. I want to lead people. I want to be dependable. I've got to do the work. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Ta-da. Bye.